So welcome to the third Nepos Lightning Talk of Season 2. Today it's me, Paul. I'm the founder and CEO of Nepos. And I'm also a developer, and I'm interested in coding and usability. And we learned already in the last talk about usability. And today I want to share with you a live coding session on how to develop an Amazon Alexa skill. So let's see if it's working. There is the Alexa console, where you need to register and then you create easily a new skill. We call it Nepos, and the default language is maybe German. And we can decide what the skill should do. So there are a few templates prepared already. We do our custom template, and we can decide if we want to host it on our own server or let Alexa host it. And as Amazon have already a great cloud infrastructure, we let them do the job. Now, our skill will be created, and a lot of cloud machines will be provisionized, so we can use them. I think it's quite interesting to see, but there are also two special things why I choose this example. One is all at Nepos is about usability, right? Because we create a product for elderlies, and so the usability is very important for us. But also the usability is about everyone who interacts somehow with the company or with a tool. So we always think about how do we integrate partners into our ecosystem. And of course, for Amazon, it's the same. How will be developed? How do we have new content as a skill on Alexa? So this is so close. So I like this example from the 2 points. One is the usability for the developer. You will see the example right now. And the other one is what can we do with this ability? Because interacting through speech is quite interesting. And there are a lot of different possibilities. That's why I took the current development version of our interface as an example for you. You see our start screen with the main categories on top, and now I choose shopping. And this will provide you the apps that are integrated already in the shopping category. So one task could be I want to control the interface with my voice. Right? But this is so basic, I'm not interested in that. I thought about how can we use voice to extend our platform. And this is what I want to do with you together. So let's imagine we are a small owner of a shop, for a pharmacy, for example, and we have some older customers. We heard about Nepos and we want to try it on our own if this Nepos platform is something for our users. So that's why we want to integrate our pharmacy into the platform and hand this one out to some test users, because this is the most important thing. It's, if you saw the last episode of the Lightning Talks, is Giuseppe's rule of UX, always test with your users. So I would always expect that the people take our product and hand it out to their relatives or their peer group. But first of all, they need to get some data in it. And how can we do that with an Amazon Alexa skill? We have a checklist here, and all of it is already filled with sample data. So we just take a quick look in what it needs to make the skill complete. The first one is the invocation name. That means what did I need to say to tell the Amazon Alexa device which skill I want to use. Ours is called Nepos. Then, this is the interesting part, our this is the part about the intents. So everything we say to the computer is calculated into an intent. I switched the wake-up word to computer, so whenever I said this will be activated. Computer stop. So let's create a new intent, and I name it create app. It's a custom intent. Then here is the field to insert what the user might say. Maybe he's saying create my functionality. Everything is German, so I write erstelle die Funktion. And now we want to give it a name, right? And therefore we have so-called intent slots. So we want to have the one part is what the computer is able to recognize. Computer stop. The one part is what Alexa recognizes, and the other one is a custom input. For example, the name of my company. So I add a new slot called name, and then we have slot types. So Amazon prepared already a lot of different types and trained their Alexa to recognize it. So for example, country, day of week, city, region in Germany, a lot of stuff, month, movie, blah, blah, blah. And I think for this example, search query is the most widest possibility. So when we created it, we are able to extend this intent with a variable called name. Okay, so this now recognize it. We edit, this is an important point, and then we build the model. This takes a while, and now in the perfect world, you add a lot of different sample utterances. So you build a long list what the user might say, and then Amazon tries to calculate also everything in between what the user could also say. But this is working, of course, as better as more you put into. And as longer the skill is used by more people, the machine is able to learn and to find and to adjust this understanding. You need to insert some code where you can react on the recognized intent. Is it readable? I can increase the font size. So luckily we have already a list of sample code. For example, this hello world intent. So this is something very easy. So we copy it and we rename it to create app intent. What it does, it has one function here that is checking if this intent is meant. So whenever the input type is intent request, that is what we want for, and the name of the intent is hello world intent, of course this is wrong because we have the create app. We call it the create app. You remember in the previous screen it was called create app. So this is the name of our intent, and when this is recognized, this handle function will be called. And inside this function, we now need to pass the input to our shiny Nepos backend. So the Nepos backend is able to create the app. Therefore, we need a package to communicate through HTTPS. Most common used right now is Axios in version 0.18.0. And we make it available here. So we can do a call to a different server. Then we need to get the information that was parsed by Amazon as the value of the name we inserted, right? The slot value. This is also easy. We call it app name, and it's inside handler input. So everything that is put into this function, there is a request envelope. Inside this request envelope, we have a request object. Inside this object, we have the list of intents, or the intent itself, and the intent itself contains a list of slots. And there we have the slot name we just created, and this have hopefully a value. So with this short line of code, we get whatever the user was telling to the device. And then we do our call to our Nepos backend. It's running on the Google Cloud to make it a little bit more interesting. And we pass over the just recognized name. And we want the computer to wait until this call is done, computer stop. And therefore we need to make this function an asynchronous function. So this is run, it does the call, waits until the call ends, and then continue the execution. And we need to insert an answer. So something like, wunderbar, Ihre Funktion, and then whatever the user was telling to the system, ist nun verfügbar. So when you say, please create the function pharmacy, it will answer, great, your function pharmacy is now available. And then to make it recognized, you need to export it down here. And now if I don't miss something, that should make it. So let's deploy the whole thing. This is also taking a moment, especially in the first run, because now he's taking all the code, he installs all the external dependency, he puts the program we just wrote into a cloud function and connects this function to the Amazon Alexa SDK. So it set everything up automatically, and it also knows that I'm registered with my account, and the Echo Dot is also registered to my account, so it should be available right away. And we will see it as soon as the deploy process is finished. It takes 1 or 2 minutes. The next deployments will be faster, because he's installing the external dependencies. Computer, starte Nepos.
Welcome. You can say hello or hey. Which would you like to try?
Erstelle die Funktion Apotheke.
Wunderbar. Ihre Funktion Apotheke ist nun verfügbar.
And you see, it's there right away without any reload or recompilation, and now we have a full working app on the device. So you can open it and directly use it. And that's it.